Hi there. Thanks for joining me today. Have you ever just felt so stressed in the moment and just, you can feel it in your body and you just don't know what to do about it? You don't know how to release it. Um, and it just builds and builds, right? Well, I'm Nancy Brooker and I am an advanced certified EFT practitioner. And I want to share something with you today called emotional freedom techniques. And so maybe you've heard of this before, maybe you haven't. It's a really great way to help relieve stress. Um, it's an evidence based mind body approach to really processing difficult emotions like anxiety and stress in the moment. Um, and it uses acupressure points, based on Chinese medicine, and mindful and vocal attention to our thoughts and our feelings and what's going on in our bodies. And so at the bottom, at its base, what it is just a really great way to get rid of stressors, to process stressors. And what's fantastic about it is, although it is very powerful and can be used very deeply with someone, it can also be used for just in the moment self help, emotional self regulation, emotional first aid. And it's available right at your fingertips. You have the power right in your hands. That's what's so fantastic. So I want to just give you a little taster today of what that might feel like. So to do that, you could do one of two things. You can either take in a deep breath, not yet. You're going to take a deep breath and let it out. And then you're going to take another deep breath. And I want you to really pay attention to that breath and notice how full it is and give it a rating on a scale from 0 to 10. So 0 is like, well, I'm dead, or 10 is like, wow, that's the best breath ever. So, the higher the number, the better the breath. So you can try that, or you can try and just, if it's available to you and safe for your body, just, bend over and just try and touch your toes. Don't push it or anything. Just see how far you get. All right. So, and then after we do that, I'm just going to take you through a couple of rounds of tapping. You're going to do what I do. You're going to say what I say. And then we're going to test and we're going to see after that's over how you're feeling. All right. So let's do that now. So if you're going to take a breath, if you're going to do the breath test, or you can do them both, you don't have to just do one. Take a deep breath in and let that out. And now on the second breath, I want you to rate it and see how that breath feels for you. Maybe it's a 5, maybe it's an 8, maybe it's a 4, maybe it's a 6, whatever number that is, just write that down. And if you want to, you can bend over. I'm going to disappear for a minute. You can bend over and just try and touch your toes and just notice where you get. Don't push it. Just notice on that first try, oh, I'm about an inch from the floor, or my hands are down on the floor. Hey, you're really flexible. That's fantastic. All right. So now what I want you to do is I want you to start doing what I do. We're going to tap on the side of our hand, just on that fleshy part. It's not very hard, just light tapping. I'm going to use all my fingers. And I'm going to say, even though I can only get this, I'm going to say for me, this 70% breath, you can insert your number. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though my breath is just not full, I deeply and completely accept myself. And we're going to do that one more time. Even though I just can't get that full breath, I deeply and completely accept myself. And now we're going to tap on the top of our heads. And we're going to say, I just can't get this full breath. And now we're going to go here on the inside of our eyebrow, right kind of at the ridge, at the end of the eyebrow. And we're going to say it again. I just can't get this full breath. Now you're going to say it. And I'm going to go to the side of my eye, 2 fingers, same thing, right where the bone is, right on that orbital ridge. I just can't get that full breath. And then you're going to go under your eye, right at the top of the chin bone there. You can feel a little divot, and you're going to tap there. I just can't get that full breath. And if you did the bend over test instead, don't worry, it doesn't really matter what I'm saying. Just repeat after me. Right, then we're going to go under our nose, right under between our top lip and our nose. And we're just going to say it again. Can't get this full breath. And at the chin, right at the divot, can't get this full breath. And then the next one is at our collarbone. So if you find your collarbone and you go down an inch and over about an inch, you're going to kind of feel there's a groove there, and you're just going to tap there. I'm going to use both hands. You can use one hand. You can tap like this if you're not sure if you're getting the point, whatever works for you. Can't get this full breath. And then you're just going to go to the side of your arm. Hopefully you can see. It's kind of where your bra line is if you're a woman, or kind of in line with the nipple if you're a man. I'm just using my whole hand. I can't get this full breath. All right. So now what we just did is one full round of tapping. Now we're going to check in and see. You're going to take another breath and see where you're at. And we're going to bend. If you bent over, we're going to bend over again and see where you're at. So let's do that now. Let's take another breath. And let it out. And just notice if it's any better. I notice mine's a little bit better. I'm hoping yours is too. Sometimes it gets better. Sometimes it gets worse because something's coming up. That doesn't mean the tapping's not working. That means something else is coming up, and we need to work on that. And try that bend over test now. I'm going to try mine too. Oh, and so my first time I went down, I was about this far from the floor, and this time like my fingertips were on the floor. So that's nice. But we're going to do another round. So this time we're going to go a bit faster, right? Even though I still can't get this full breath. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still can't get this full breath, I deeply and completely accept myself. And one more time, even though I still can't get this full breath, and you're going to repeat, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then the top of the head, for all your fingers right down this, it's right in the center of the head. You can actually, this is the spot here. Oh, I can't get this full breath. And on the inside of the eyebrow, I can't get this full breath. At the side of the eye, this remaining breath under the eye. I can't get this full breath. It's just so simple what I'm saying, right? Under the nose. Trying to get this full breath at the chin. This full breath at the collarbone. This full breath. And again at the side of the arm. This full breath. And I'm going to do it again. So now I can take another breath. And then you're going to let it out. How was that? How did that feel for you? Bend over and do your toe touch again. Make sure it's available to you and it's not going to hurt your back, right? Okay. So now for me, I'm actually like this on the floor now, which is super fantastic. I'm feeling pretty limber and loose and, calm. So that's really good. So I hope, that was just a taste of a really basic, technique in EFT, something that you can use. And so over the month that's coming up, I want to actually share with you some ways to use it for a minor stressor in your life, to use it in the moment, as emotional first aid, to use it for tapping on food cravings. There are so many different things that you can use it for as a self-help tool. Never mind the power that it has beyond that as well. So I'd really like to share that with you this month, and I look forward to talking to you more. And also, I have an interview for you with Dr. Craig Weiner, who is actually the chair of the Board of Trustees of EFT International, which is the largest nonprofit EFT organization in the world. And so it will be really interesting because he has some great insights on how we can use the power of this simple tapping technique to help us, in the areas of getting more sleep, getting ourselves moving, reducing stress, eating better, and dealing with our mindset, because that's actually really a huge area that the tapping can be helpful. I know it looks funny, it looks really funny, and yet, we were able to get a deeper breath. We were able to get a little bit more of a stretch. It's very cool. So I hope you're going to tune in for some more. And I hope, if you want to learn more about this technique, please feel free to reach out. I would love to chat. Just checking, there's nothing else I wanted to tell you. I think that's it for now. Bye for now. We'll chat soon.